Yaya. How old are you?
69.
Wait, never mind. Wait, what's your name?
Helen Wehle.
But she's my grandma and we call her Yaya.
Yaya.
And how old are you?
69.
What gender are you?
Female.
And what's your job?
I'm a retired nurse.
And today is the 1st of November and the time is...
About 8:30 p.m.
Yes. So.
November 1st, 2018.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yaya, what
Yes.
are some major health concerns that you have?
As you get older, you have to be very careful that you eat a good diet and you exercise. Drink plenty of water so you don't get dehydrated.
And 2, are there ways that you know you can prevent these health concerns or other concerns like obesity?
Yes. Like I said, eating a good diet and then following a good exercise program. At least 3 days a week we go to the gym to exercise.
Yes. If you need to find out more about a specific health issue, what do you do? Please be specific. Don't say look on the internet because that's not a reliable source.
Being that I was a nurse, I would be more inclined to call a doctor's office, or sometimes I look on the internet, but mostly I would call the doctor's office about a concern.
What do you think is the biggest health concern facing our country?
In our country today, obesity is a huge problem, and so is the opioid process where people become addicted to painkillers and can't get off of them.
What are some things that you do to monitor your health?
Just check your weight every few days. Go for walks. Be outside. Enjoy exercising and
Enjoy life.
Yeah, I love my grandkids.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm one of her grandkids.
That's right. Okay.
How do you monitor your food and water intake now?
Okay, you need to eat like 3 meals a day at least, or 4 or 5 small meals, whatever suits you better. And eat healthy foods, not too many sweets, not too many carbs. Just try and eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
How would you help get the word out about this lifestyle change?
Mostly I just talk to my friends and family and let them know what we're doing.
How do you think the media influences what concerns we have for our health?
I think a lot of times the media has demands on kids to think they have to be skinny, they have to be perfect, they have to be looking like a model, and that's really not important. What's important is you're healthy inside and out and you're a good person.
What do you immediately do when you start feeling sick?
First, I just try and see if maybe I'm overly tired or maybe I'm dehydrated, and give it a day to see how I'm doing. But only if I become like fever for several days, then I would call a doctor. But
what do you do to help others control their health?
I try to make sure all my family is healthy, take our flu shots, and just do whatever we can to stay healthy.
How often do you visit a medical advisor or a doctor?
Yearly. Once a year I go for a checkup. But other than that, I'm usually... I see a little one in the background.
Okay.
But I try to make sure that my family stays healthy.
Yes.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
All right, let me get...
Hello.
Hello.
I'm here with my grandpa. What is your name?
Joe Wehle,
How old are you?
70,
What's your gender?
male.
What do you do for your job?
I am retired stockbroker.
And this is filmed November 1st, 2018, and the time is like 8:35.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, question 1.
Okay.
What are some major health concerns that you have?
Well, I come from a large family, and the males on my family, the boys, have heart problems. And I thought I was an athlete and I exercised, and I thought I could avoid it. But at age 68, I had to have a triple bypass. I was lucky. I had a great surgeon, and I'm just fine now. So I had a really good recovery.
That's good. Are there ways that you know you can prevent these health concerns or other concerns like obesity?
Well, Yaya, who you interviewed, also my wife, we go to the gym 3 days a week, and we exercise. We have a regular regimen, and we eat right. Yaya's a nurse, and we make sure that we eat properly.
If you need to find out more about a specific health issue, what do you do? Please be specific and don't say look on the internet because that's not a reliable source.
Well, Yaya, my wife, your grandmother, is a registered nurse.
Yes.
So she has a lot of knowledge as far as the medical field.
Yeah.
If we don't know, she knows several physicians that we have as friends, and we can call them, plus I can call my healthcare provider and get answers there.
What do you think is the biggest health concern facing our country?
Well, probably heart disease and drug overdose or abuse.
Yes. What are some things that you do to help monitor your health?
Well, I take my blood pressure once a week. I take my medicine that makes sure that I take my blood pressure medicine, and then we exercise 3 times a week.
How do you monitor your food and water intake now?
Well, we make sure Yaya and I both drink a lot of water, at least 8 glasses a day, and when we eat right, we try not to overeat or eat too much sweets. We do have some because we're not depriving ourselves, but nothing, and we try not to do anything in excess.
How would you help get the word out about this lifestyle change?
Well, we both have a big family, and we both have a lot of friends, so we get the word out just by talking to them.
Yeah. How do you think the media influences what concerns we have for our health?
Well, I think they do a fair job as far as the health. Most people know, not to drink alcohol in excess or drink too much sugar or eat too much sugar. Yeah. And to eat a healthy diet. Now, one thing that people should do is cut out sodas. Sodas, I think, are a real problem. I don't think anybody should have more than 2 sodas a week. Yeah. So if they do that, you're cutting out a lot of sugars and a lot of sodium.
What do you immediately do when you start feeling sick?
Well, usually, I consult Yaya, and then if what I have is more than just something that we can do minor, then I go see my physician.
What do you do to help others control their health?
Well, other than the family, there's not too much I can do. Most of our children and our grandchildren are healthy. We're very fortunate, and because everybody exercises and eats correctly. We don't eat to excess. We control our soda intake, so our sugar intake. So that's how we do it.
How often do you visit a medical advisor or doctor?
Well, at least twice a year. I have a regular family physician, and I have a cardiologist, and I see them both twice a year.
Okay, we're done.
All right.
Thank you.
Good.
Bye. I'm Carmen. This is Carmen. I'm going to ask you some questions, please, and answer with the truth, please.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Okay.
What are some major health concerns that you have?
Me personally? I personally don't have any health concerns right now, to be quite honest with you. Okay. I'm a relatively healthy 46-year-old male.
2, are there ways that you know you can prevent these health concerns or other concerns like obesity?
I know that there are many ways that you can prevent obesity. As I don't have many health issues, I would say that the number one thing you can do with your potentially obesity issue is to make sure that you have a healthy, well-proportioned meal size calorie intake every day, and that you make sure you get some form of strenuous exercise for at least a half hour every day.
Okay. Question 3. If you need to find out more about a specific health issue, what do you do? Please be specific. Don't let them say look on the internet, because that is not a reliable source.
Any issues that I've had medically,
How do you find more about that?
I have been very fortunate in the fact that I am married to a woman who works in the healthcare business. While she is not necessarily a doctor, she can help me find doctors who can help me, and I have my own doctor who can assist me with any kind of conditions that I might have.
And those are reliable sources.
I would think so, yes.
What do you think is the biggest health concern facing our country?
Honestly, I think it's probably diabetes and obesity. I would say that they're probably hand in hand. Unhealthy eating and diabetes leads to so many different health issues that you could go on and on about what health issues are related to it. And obesity is something that unfortunately our country perpetuates far too often, in the sense that companies aren't interested in keeping us healthy. They're just more interested in selling us products, albeit potentially very unhealthy to us. And education is very important.
What are some things that you do to monitor your health?
I have a caring wife, number one. Number two, I have gone through a rigid plan in terms of following calorie count. I have an application on my phone called MyFitnessPal that I use on occasion that keeps track of my calories and what they call macros, which are proteins, carbs, and fats. So I stay balanced with my diet that works for me. And I would say staying towards the perimeter of any grocery store is going to serve you very well.
Okay. How do you monitor your food and water intake now?
This cup is 24 ounces, and I probably drink 5 of these with water every day. And my FitnessPal and or my own knowledge in terms of me following my calories every day allows me to maintain my healthy weight as it is right now.
Okay. How would you help get the word out about this lifestyle change? How would you help get the word out about this lifestyle change?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that we could do as a country is to understand that we need to start not only physical education, but we need to honestly teach food education to people and portion size far earlier on in school. I think we could start at first grade teaching about proper portions for proper weights and heights and ages. And I firmly believe that it's very unfortunate and very backwards in our society that the foods that are least healthiest for you are the cheapest, while the healthy foods are more expensive. That should be reversed. We should be encouraging people to have a healthy fruit, veggies, meats, nuts, and things like that diet.
Okay. How do you think the media influences what concerns we have for our health?
Our media perpetuates us in the sense that very rarely do you see a commercial for a healthy food item. McDonald's is not necessarily healthy, and those type of restaurants are not necessarily your best choice. Any kind of thing you see from a store promoting like cereals and stuff like that. That's not necessarily healthy. So we could change that dynamic. And other than that, I would say that no, that's probably it. The fact is that we just don't encourage healthy eating enough. While documentaries exist, it's not. It's a documentary.
Okay.
Not enough people see them.
Nice answer. What do you immediately do when you start feeling sick?
When I'm feeling sick, I immediately start drinking more water. I increase my vitamin C intake, as I'm very cognizant of taking a vitamin C packet every day to ensure that I do make sure I have enough vitamin C. And that has worked out very well for me. I very rarely get sick.
Okay. What do you do to help others control their health?
Interesting question. I cannot control other people's health. I can strongly encourage my family to exercise. I can strongly encourage my family to make healthier choices in regards to the foods that they're eating. But other than that, I can't control anybody else's choices in terms of their health.
Okay. How often do you visit a medical advisor, parentheses doctor?
About once a year. I'm very lucky in the senses that I am a healthy individual because I eat well 90 to 95% of the time. I exercise 5 to 6 days a week, and I'm very lucky in my genetics, and the fact is that I'm a healthy 46-year-old man, so I go once a year to have an annual checkup from my doctor.
Okay, thank you. Hello again. What is your name?
Carmen
Carmen.
Anthony Dorso.
Stop. What is your name?
Carmen Anthony Dorso.
Okay. Well, how old are you?
I am 46.
Why are you talking so slow? What gender are you?
I am a male.
What do you do as your job?
I'm a real estate agent.
And this was filmed on the 28th of October 2018, and it is 7:07. Bye. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Ava.
Hello, this is my mom, Elodie, and I am going to be interviewing her today. So, just answer honestly. And yeah. Okay, number 1. What are some major health concerns that you have?
Well, Ava, I was unfortunate, and my parents passed away when I was very young of cancer, both of them, and so I am always in the back of my mind that I may develop cancer and leave you girls, my 3 girls, at a young age. So I'm always trying to be mindful of being the healthiest that I can be. Currently, my only health concerns are that I'm just not flexible enough. But other than that, I'm a fairly healthy woman.
Okay. Number 2. What are there ways that you know you can prevent these health concerns or other concerns like obesity?
Well, I'm not sure that you can completely eradicate the prevention or prevent cancer, but I know what I can do is eat healthy, exercise, and eat non-processed foods. And that also works with obesity as well.
Yes. If you need to find out more about a specific health issue, what do you do? Please be specific. Don't say look on the internet because that isn't a reliable source.
Sure. I'm very lucky that I run a group of over 65 doctors, and so I have a lot of resources in my facility. And so a lot of times if I have a specific health concerns, I'll talk to one of the doctors who are experts in the field.
Okay. What do you think is the biggest health concern facing our country?
I think the biggest health concern facing the United States of America is obesity. Obesity causes diabetes, it causes high blood pressure, it causes heart disease, it causes joint problems. Diabetes alone costs the United States of America more than $300 billion as a country in healthcare costs, and people with diabetes and obesity have 2 times higher healthcare costs than normal average Americans.
What are some things that you do to help monitor your health?
I ensure that I eat a healthy diet with lots of fruits and vegetables and lean meats. I exercise at least 5 to 6 days a week strenuously.
Just like Carmen?
Just like Carmen, yeah. And I also try to be mindful of my mental health, because mental health is as important as physical health. And so making sure that my stress levels are down.
Okay. How do you monitor your food and water intake now?
Well, my water intake I monitor because I try and drink as much water in ounces as in body weight. So if I weigh 130 pounds, I try and drink at least 130 ounces of water every day. And I monitor that by the number of water bottles I drink. In addition, my food intake, I watch what I eat and try and portion control my food, as well as sometimes I will log my food to make sure that I'm staying on track.
Okay. How would you help get the word out about this lifestyle change?
Actually, I try and get the word out all the time, not only through my work that I do at the office, but also through talking to friends and encouraging my fellow coworkers and friends to eat healthy and to exercise. I've instituted a healthy meeting rule at my office, whereby we don't have donuts and bagels, but we bring in fruit and maybe some crackers instead.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Wait, did I just ask? What question did I just ask?
How do I get the word out?
Okay. How do you think the media influences what concerns we have for our health?
Well, I think the media is very, they dramatize a lot of things, but instead of really focusing on what we can do as Americans to change our manners so that we don't get to the obesity epidemic, they talk about the extremes, the 400 or 500 pound people, rather than maybe somebody who's just 15 pounds overweight and what they can do. We really needed to be talking about the average persons and how we can help them.
Okay. Next answer. What do you immediately do when you start feeling sick?
When I start feeling sick, I immediately start taking some echinacea and some elderberry, which are both herbs that help combat flu or cold-like symptoms. In addition, I increase my water intake, and I try to get plenty of sleep.
Okay. What do you do to help others control their health?
Ooh. Well, I have lived with a family of 5, and so I'm very fortunate that I get to help control what they eat by not buying junk food, which Ava, we don't buy a lot of sugar or sweets or snacks, and that's one of the ways I can help you girls control. I also help make sure that you guys have at least an hour or an hour and a half of exercise every day and are getting enough sleep.
Yes. Last question. How often do you visit a medical advisor / doctor?
I see my doctor for an annual physical at least once a year, and then if needed, between then.
Okay. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
letting me interview.
You're welcome. Hopefully you've learned something.
Hello. I just need to ask you some quick details. Real quick. What is your name?
Elodie Dorso.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
What is your gender?
I'm a female.
What do you do what is your job?
I'm the Chief Executive Officer of a not-for-profit community health center, which is a group of primary care clinics. So I run a group of 65 doctors. We see about 50,000 patients in Pinellas County for their health care needs.
And the date that this was, what's the date?
Today is October 28th. Today is October 28th, 2018.
Yes, today is October 28th, 2018. And what's the time?
The time is 7:05 p.m.
Yes, and we are at our house.
at our house.